Hi everyone, Nick here with Field. Today we're going to talk about our brand new feature, Timesheets. We've had a lot of customers ask about timesheets and now they're here. So why does this matter? It's going to help us track our hours accurately and it's going to give us no extra admin work. Today, let's dive into it. Before anyone can use timesheets, owner-operator or an admin will have to turn the permissions on for the workers. Workers won't see any of the options at all unless they're enabled for them. So the very first step would be just to turn on your timesheet settings. You could do that by going to Settings down at the bottom left-hand corner. Under Account, select Workers, and you'll see the timesheet setting, which you can turn on. Once you turn that on, all you have to do is save and you're ready to go. So now going over the timesheet permissions. Before anyone can use timesheets, owner-operator or an admin will have to turn the permissions on for the workers. Workers won't see any of the options at all unless they're enabled for them. So to start, you just open up the worker profile, scroll down to the permissions section, and go to the mobile app. The timesheet permissions will live in the mobile app. From there, you can add or remove the timesheet settings. There's two combinations that you can use. The first one will be view timesheets only, which will allow the worker to clock in and clock out. And then you will also see a permission to edit timesheets. You only give them the permission to edit timesheets if they're a foreman or manager on the team. This will allow them to enter their time, but then also edit it. However, if you're setting up just a regular worker, you're just gonna wanna leave it on view timesheets. Once you make the changes that you wanna have, you just say save, and just like that, that worker is ready to use timesheets. So now we're gonna take a look at the worker app experience. When a worker has the timesheets enabled, they will see the clock in button at the top. If nothing is going on, it'll just be indicated by a blue start button. So let's go ahead and clock in. As you can see, the time tracker has started. You'll see a clock moving upwards, and you'll also see the boundary turn green. This is to indicate that the worker is clocked in and working. Let's say the worker has arrived to their break time. All they have to do is hit the pause button. They will get an option to choose whether this break that they're taking is going to be a paid break or an unpaid break. For this example, let's say it's an unpaid break. As you can see, the tracker will restart to indicate the break time, and the boundary will turn orange. So now we'll resume our clock and end our break. Once the break is ended, the tracker will turn green and you'll start seeing the time go up again. This will continue until the worker is ready to end their day. To end their day, all they have to do is hit the stop button. As you can see, you'll get a time track summary, which will show everything that happened throughout the day. When the shift started, when the shift ended, and if there was any breaks for the day. At the bottom, you will see everything calculated into total hours. Once the worker is ready to go and he's confirmed everything, you can hit save. And just like that, the timesheet has been saved and it's been sent over to the CRM for approval. Once the status updates have happened, the worker will receive a notification in the worker app for them to either see the approved timesheets or see the rejected ones. Once the pay period is ended and you've paid your worker, you can go in here, select the timesheets, and update the status to paid. So on the entry screen, you'll see the different statuses are denoted by different icons. You have a paid, approved, and reject. On this screen, you'll also get the option to do some admin level edits. This will give you the capability to either edit a punch or add a new one. Let's say a worker forgot to add in their time for today. You would just go to add down at the bottom, select today as the date, and put in the hours that they worked. I'm gonna say he started at 8 and ended at 3. This will also give you the opportunity to add any break time. Since my worker had a shorter shift today, we're gonna say he worked through the whole day and didn't take a break. And we can set the hourly rate for this punch. From here, you will see that the new timesheet has been entered and submitted, and you'll get the opportunity to approve, reject, or pay. Within the worker profile settings, you'll also have the option to set a rate for the worker. This will determine how much the worker is getting paid for their hourly work. To get here, you just open up the worker profile and go to Timesheets. The first thing you'll see here is the compensation. You can edit the rate and set the rate for the worker. This will also have an effective date. This effective date will essentially tell the system when to start paying them that amount. In this case, we're starting it today, so it's gonna be set to today's date. Once you've done that, you'll see an hourly rate, what the current one is, and the effective date. Additionally, you can set hourly rates for the future. So let's say you have somebody on probation. They first get started with you, you wanna see how they're doing. They end up doing a really good job, and in 90 days they get a raise. However, you don't wanna have to remember to go into the system and do that. You can proactively set that rate for the system to actually give them that raise when it comes due. All you'd have to do is click on Edit Rate, set the different rate, and set the time that you'd want it to be effective. We're gonna go with October 20th. Once I set the date and hit the Add button, I'll see that there's two rates in here. You'll see the one that is current and active, and you'll see the one that's gonna be effective in the future. Once that time comes by, October 19th, the rate will change to the $25 an hour, and you won't have to make any changes yourself. Once everything's buttoned up, all you have to do is hit the Save button at the top, and everything is ready to go. And that's how timesheets work in Field. Turn it on in permissions, and your team can start using it right away. If you'd like to see more how-to videos, check out our fielddEDU series.